welcome to your beginner wall Pilates workout. This is a great workout if you're new to Pilates. If you're at home, you don't have a lot of equipment, we are just gonna use a little bit of wall space. Don't forget to hit subscribe and let's get right into it. So I'm gonna have you start laying down on your back. Actually, this whole class is pretty much going to be laying down on your back, so how awesome does that sound? So lay on your back, gazing towards your free wall space, and then put your feet on the wall so that your feet line up with your knees and your knees line up with your hips. So we're making this 90-degree bend in the legs. Good, and you're close enough that you really feel like the feet are pushing into the wall. So active pressure. And then bring your arms also to a 90-degree bend, like a goalpost shape. And you might start to feel just this gentle chest opener here. So opening up right across the center of that chest. We're gonna start with a chest opener and some Pilates breathing. So I want you to tighten your core and take a big inhale into your waist. So your waist is right here. The smallest part of your torso is where I want you to breathe. Taking a big breath in and then a deep breath out through the mouth. So big inhale into the nose and deep exhale out through the mouth. Let's do a couple of those just to kind of get us like set and ready to go on the mat. Big inhale into the waist. Deep exhale out of the waist. So what we're moving is the rib cage area. So when you're breathing and you take that inhale, you should feel your rib cage expand. So if you visualize like a balloon being blown up, that's that waistline right there as you take that inhale. And then as you take that exhale, visualize that balloon just shrinking back in. Inhale into the waist. And exhale, soften the waist. So let's add a chest opener here. As you inhale, keeping the arms touching the ground, lengthen them overhead, reach for the wall behind you. As you exhale, bend your elbows back by your sides. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, bend the arms. Inhale into the waist. Exhale, deflate the waist. Let's do one more. Inhale to stretch, creating a lot of length and flexibility in the arms and shoulders. And exhale to return. Nice work. Really good for the posture. Arms are gonna rest down by the waist. And now I just want you to press your butt down into the floor. So when you push your butt down into the floor, what should happen is there should be a little arch between that low back and the mat. If you don't have the arch yet, no worries, it'll happen eventually. That is a natural curve of your back we're trying to create. Now I want you to undo that by rocking your hips towards your face. Now there's no space, no gap between the mat and you. Okay, rock your hips towards the wall. Rock your hips towards your face. Okay, think of doing like a dance move standing up. Channel your 21-year-old self. Rock your hips towards the wall. Rock your hips towards you. Good, so we're getting movement in the hip area. And this also is really good mobility for the low back. In Pilates, when you have your hips towards the wall and you have a little air pocket there, we call that neutral. And when you have your hips coming towards your face and there's no air pocket, no space there, that's called an imprint spine. So let's do one more. Hips to the wall, and then hips to you. Okay, so go hips to the wall, so we have the arch. We're gonna build onto this, moving it into a pelvic curl where your butt actually lifts up. So tuck your hips towards you, and then start to roll your butt up, and then inch by inch, your back lifts off the floor. Now, inch by inch, roll back down from the higher part of your spine to the middle part of the spine to the low back, and then rock your hips towards the wall so you have that little gap. Tuck your hips toward your face, lift your butt, then your low back, your mid back, a little bit of the upper back, but not too high. We want to have more of like a C curve shape here rather than driving the hips up. So think of having more like a valley in your stomach, and then roll back down, bone by bone. Okay, inhale, let the hips move away from you towards the wall. So you feel your butt into the floor, that's where you have that arch. And then exhale, roll the back up, moving nice and slow. So just one part of the back lifts at a time. And that's how we create more stretch in your back. And then rib cage, mid back, low back to tailbone, roll it down. Okay, this will be our last one. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, curl the hips up, and then inch by inch of that spine we lift, and pull your waistline to the mat, and then sequentially roll everything back down to the floor. That always feels so good. So you got a little bit of leg work and a lot of mobility for that spine. So we're going to tuck the hips towards the face. This is where you have no gap between your back and the floor. Tighten your belly as if I'm about to poke you right in the stomach and you're bracing your core. So keep that stomach nice and engaged. Working into hip stability. One leg at a time, let's start with the left leg, is going to lift off the wall and come to tabletop. Now the idea is there is no movement of your supporting leg or your hips. So left leg lifts up nice and slow to tabletop. Then place the left foot back on the wall where it came from. Without any movement in the spine, lift the right leg to tabletop. Place the right leg back on the wall. So I want you to imagine you have a pencil sitting on your stomach vertically. Okay, we know that the pencil will roll if we lean to one side or the other. So really try to visualize that, and that will probably have you move a lot slower. Good, so we're alternating from right to left. Okay, you want to feel everything in your back pressed down. So the back of the head, and we want equal pressure on the right and left side of the back, which will help us keep ourselves from rolling right and left. So as basic as this looks, this actually works your core quite a bit. Core stabilizers are firing. Okay, one more each side. Good, last one here. Okay, option to add an abdominal crunch to this. Okay, hands are gonna come behind the head. As the right leg lifts to tabletop, remember, no movement in that left leg, we'll curl up. Then set the right foot down, set the head down. Left leg lifts up, we curl up, lifting from the back and not from the head. Okay, we're gonna continue to imagine that pencil is right at the center of our stomach. Exhale, we lift. Inhale, we lower. Good, and we started with the breathing. We really established it, so try to bring it into the exercises. Breathe out through the mouth and breathe in through the nose. Okay, exhale, lift. Pull the tummy down. Inhale, lower. Nice work, guys. Keep it up. Breathe out, curl up. Breathe in, lower down. Last two, we're almost there. Should be feeling a little bit of quivering in the core. One more. Exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. Very nice. Just rest your head down. Okay, reach your arms overhead. Feet are going to stay where they're at. We're going to do a side bend. So grab your right wrist with your left hand, keeping your entire back on the floor. Pull your body over to the left. So you can lift up a little bit to do it, but then once you go to the left, make sure you're not turning or twisting to the left. So your nose and your stomach, your belly button, still face straight up to the sky. Push your right foot into the wall and reach your right arm up and over to the left. Okay, I want you to breathe into your waist just like we started. So inhale, expand the waist, and exhale, soften the waist. 2 more breaths like that. Inhale into the right side of the waist. Exhale, soften the waist. One more time. Breathe in, finding that length through the right side. And breathe out. Good, and then release the arms, center your body, and we're going to go to the other side. So arms reach up, grab the left wrist with the right hand. That left foot and hip will stay planted. Just shimmy your torso over to the right. Now this will be a good view for you that you see my left hip and my left side of my back doesn't lift. So press the left hip, the left ribs, the left shoulder down into the floor. And then pull the left arm over to the right. So this is called lateral flexion of your spine. It's a side bend. And you should feel a nice big stretch here. It's also great for mobility of your back. So let's take a couple breaths, breathing right here. Into the left waistline. You want to think of it expanding as you breathe in through the nose. And then those left ribs fold back into the body as you breathe out. 2 more breaths. Okay, 1 more here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, soften. Good. Release the arms and move your head back in line with your hips. Okay, we'll take a hip stretch. So, right ankle crosses over the left thigh. We're making a 90-degree bend in both legs. So an adjustment is, if this is really intense, slide back further away from the wall. If you need more, just move your body a little closer to the wall. But keep your butt down. So make sure your butt isn't lifted. If it looks like this and you have space underneath your butt, then back up until you can root your butt into the floor. Okay, you should be having a conversation with your right hip right now. Should be chatting with you. Good, okay, we're gonna switch it up. So right foot to the wall, make any adjustments you need. Left ankle over the right thigh. And very important to note, one hip can feel very different than the other. There's no problem with that. Just honor whatever space that is and adjust for each side. So you don't have to be as close or as far as you were for the last stretch. If this is a lot more intense, back up. If you have a little bit more space and flexibility in this hip, you'll move closer. Good, and then release the foot. Okay, we're going internal rotation of the legs. So you're going to walk your feet apart. They're still at knee height, and then you'll knock your knees together. So for some people, this might be a generous stretch already, and plenty, and you just want to hang out here. So if that's you, stay right here. If you have any pain in your knee, walk your feet closer. Okay, otherwise, we're going to add on your right leg crosses to the outside of the left leg. Maybe stay there, or maybe you kind of pull the legs over to the right. That gives me a nice big stretch through my hip, but I want you to just stay in the place that suits your body. Okay, if it's really intense for you and you start to grip or crunch up into the neck and shoulders, really work the breathing. Breathing helps you relax into the exercises. Okay, let's switch sides. So right foot is wide, knee in, left leg crosses over that right leg, and I just want you to gently pull the knees over to the left. Okay, so it's not too much of a twist, it's just a little pressure. Good, breathe into it. Okay, release. Feet hips distance and parallel on the wall. We are going to finish with a little extension move, but we're still going to be in this supine position where we're on our back. We're just going to prop ourselves up. So bring your elbows to the floor. Walk your elbows behind you like you're going to get your elbows to touch each other behind your back. We have little like robot arms. Open your chest and now push into the floor and lift your chest up. So instead of thinking of like we're watching TV here and just hanging out, push down into the arms and send your chest forward and up. Okay, I want you to again breathe into your ribs and your chest and think of over-exaggerating the inhale for this. So we create a lot of space in the thoracic spine, the upper back. Big breath in, puff the chest up through the fronts of the shoulders, deep breath out through the mouth. 2 more times through. Big breath in, lift the heart towards the ceiling, deep breath out. 1 more time. Inhale, fill up, ribs and chest lift. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Good, and then we're just gonna cross the legs, press ourselves up, and you guys crushed that. I hope you enjoyed maybe your first beginner Pilates on the wall workout, maybe not, but I hope you had a good time exercising with me and maybe your body feels awesome right now. I'd love to know it, so let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate it. My name is Lindsay Bushman. This is Pilates on Demand. You know where to find me. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.